Alright, so we got the FRM3R E70 AHL on the bench here. And let me take the cover off so you can see there's these plastic clips all the way around. There. So just take whatever, a flathead, I'll just use this because I have it inside. To pry it. And just work your way around. You can see that it popped up. Just be careful not to pop it back into place. And let's see here. One more right here. Just be careful not to pry them on them too hard. You'll break the clips. Okay, so there we go. Set that off to the side. So now we're over to the circuit board. Again, always do a visual inspection for damage and burnt traces and stuff like that. This is my first time opening this up, and you'll notice a goop. It almost looks like you can kind of peel it off. Like hot glue, so they put that on as well. So I'll probably have to scrape that off of the soldering points. Anyways, today we're going to use hextag by Microtronik. Hopefully you guys can see that. Yep. I've got it plugged into the power supply here, to the wall there, USB there. So we'll open it up here. They call it hexprog on the application. Okay. And we are going to go to, let's see, let me see if I can reposition this camera here. We have ECU cloning, on-bench programmer, EEPROM programmer, and key functions. I believe we go to EEPROM programmer. All right. On-bench programmer, BMW, FRM. So they have an option for FRM2, FRM3, and FRMF. We are FRM3 E-Series. Alright, got you guys zoomed in a little more. You're probably wondering, where do we connect the wiring on the FRM? And this tool is really nice because they give you a wiring diagram. So you just click on wiring there, and it got to be connected to the internet for this, but you'll see that it actually gives you the area of where you're going to be soldering the wires. So in this case, if I just bring it up here, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It looks like it's going to be in this general area. Scroll down a little bit. There we go. So this is the cable here. Zoom back out. So I gotta find these spots and clear off the goo. It's nice because they color code. So this one I believe is red, yellow, black, and blue, and there's pretty much only one color on this. Seems to be about 15 wires, but you can't really mess it up. You can also, I believe, scroll up here, and this is the cable that we're going to be using if you need a guide as well. So let me get this soldered on here, and we'll read the EEPROM chip and we'll walk you through the process of resetting this. Grab your little knife, make sure you know which ones you're on, and you're basically just going to scrape over the contact very lightly, and you'll see this clear silicone or glue or whatever it is come off. So I've done this one and this one, which is the first two ones, and then we go 1, 2, 3, so we need this one as well. Scrape that off, and then the one down below that. And you should be able to feel when you get there, you'll start to hear the noise, you know, the knife scraping on the pad. Alright, so now that we've got those cleaned off and we know where to solder, I've already got my iron. It's been warming up here. Let's get a little bit on the tip. Okay. And now let's prep our wire. So we'll start with the red one. And just to double check, it is asking for number 4 there. So number 4 is going to be this, number 3 and number 4. Not to be confused with this single red strand right here. Make sure you take a look at this diagram so we don't mix it up. And I've already soldered on a bunch of different FRMs, so I've got some solder already here on the wire. So let me get this set up and let it rip. Okay, there's that one. And I like to go in an order, you know, left to right or right to left. But in this case, since the black wire is also here and I don't want to agitate it, I'm going to work on the black wire next. Move all those off to the side. And this black one goes on this guy. Sometimes it helps to get a little solder on the pad first. If you can. There we go. So we got a little bit on the pad. Super hard to grab this one. Okay. Next is our yellow wire, which is number 7, and that guy goes in the middle there. We have to careful on this one. And lastly, we have the blue, light blue. Have the light blue. Clean off our soldering tip. Put a little fresh solder. And get this blue one on. Alright, so we've got them all on. Now we're going to attach this cable gently to the programmer. Like so. Bring that down. So we've got our 4 wires attached. And we are going to do the function for repair FRM in the software. So we'll minimize this. We will go here. And it's selected on EEE. We will read it. So it is not reading the EEPROM. Let's go to the P flash. Let's read the P flash. As you can see, it is reading the P flash data, and that's because the EEPROM is corrupted, so it won't read it. So I believe what this tool does is it reads the P flash, and then it allows us to repair the EEPROM data based on what it finds in the P flash. Alright, let me see if I can zoom in here so you guys can see a little better what's going on. So now that it read the P flash, it's 100% completed. You just click on repair, and it says, I don't know if you guys can read that. Let me see if I can get in a little closer. This function is used to repair corrupted FRM EEPROM data. We'll try to recover the original data from the D flash. If it failed, please contact Microtronik for help. Okay, so we hit repair. And as you can see, FRM EEPROM data has been repaired. We hit OK, and it actually shows you the VIN. 8820 is the last 4, which matches our vehicle. It's as easy as that, guys. So we'll click out of there, and now let's see if it reads the EEPROM. There we go. I read the EEPROM. I believe somewhere here on the right hand side we'll have the VIN number. Right here. There's the VIN 8820. So now we just unsolder these wires. Just like that. Snap the covers back on. Move this back so you guys can see a little better. Let's see here. I think this only went in one way. So it goes the other way. You just use these guide holes on those. There we go. And this guy should snap right back in here if we're doing it right. All of them are locked in. Just do the pull test. All right, got it back together. Let's go test it out in the car. Let's get this bad boy installed here and see if our issue is fixed. So we'll start with this lower one. Make sure your gray clip here is all the way down, and we are just going to, usually this bottom one, you can turn it sideways. And you'll know when you've got it inserted, it really only goes in one way. Okay, we've got that side in. So now it gets a little tricky. We have to basically squeeze it in here somehow or another. Actually, that's not gonna work. So let me unplug that, get it out. Actually have to get the top in first, like so. Move your cables. Not a lot of room to work with, unfortunately. Okay. All right. So there's one. Let's see if I can get this upper one. Sorry, I got to turn on my light. So lower connector on the back side first, and then the upper one. Might help to set it in place. Set it in place. Okay, there's the bottom one. There's the top one. Now let's work on this rear clip connector. Okay, rear one is in. And last but not least, this front one. Pull it out a little bit. Get it started. Snap the clip down. Okay, so we're just gonna let it rest there for a second. In place. And now we'll do our testing to make sure that this is all working right. All right, so we'll grab the key. I think it's right in here. And insert the key into the slot. Wherever the slot is. Okay. Key on. And let's see if we have signals. There we go. Signals are there. And let's see if the power window works. Perfect. Let's try that side. Yes. Look at that, even the one touch feature works. Oh, I might have to reinitialize this one, but that side, passenger side, worked fine. Awesome. What else was not working? Oh yeah, we gotta test the park feature. Let me get the garage door opened real quick, and we'll fire it up and test that out. As I'm opening this garage door, so it looks like, I don't remember which headlight was working and which one wasn't. That one's back online. That one, honestly, looks a little bit weak for some reason. Maybe the module's going bad for that headlight. Okay, so let me move a few things here, and then we'll hop in. All right. So we'll fire this up. Okay, we got it running. And let's close the door. Just fired it up. Don't know if I have anything in the back of the car. I can't move back very far. I've got my wife's car back there. But let's see here. Before, when you try to put it in reverse or park, reverse or drive, you could put it in. Once you started to accelerate, it would kick right back into park. So let's go reverse. Let's go forward. I'm in my garage, so I'm not going to go very much, but I'll show you guys. Let's see here. Sweet, I think it's working great. And let's test the signals again. Perfect, perfect. High beams. Yeah, you can even see the color difference. Look at that left one. It looks almost like it's orange yellow, whereas the right one is nice and white. Park distance control, let's turn that off. So I think this is a fix, guys. We repaired that FRM with the faulty EEPROM data with hextag by Microtronik. You can look them up on Google. I believe it was about 500 bucks for that tool. You can also send me the send me your FRM. If it's an FRM3, I can repair it right there on the bench, just like I showed you earlier. And, you know, we'll get it sent back to you. You can go on eBay. There's a couple guys that do them on eBay. I don't really remember what they charge. Something like that, I would charge, you know, on an FRM3, it's so simple and easy. I think they're charging 100 to 150 on eBay. Most guys will do it for that much. I think 100 is fair, considering you don't have to do any programming or coding. You just plug it back in, everything is working. Now for an FRM2, there is not a repair function like that. However, you can find good knowing EEPROM and D-Flash or P-Flash files online on the forums. Basically, you would just load them onto your faulty FRM2 and then reprogram it to your vehicle with Pro Tools or Autel or Autologic, or I believe Ista obviously can do it since it's a factory tool. It would change the VIN number and recode it using the vehicle order. That way everything works properly. As I mentioned earlier, a different FRM from the same vehicle also can be reprogrammed. So you have options, but this one was the most cost effective for my customer. As you can see, it was super quick. Just verify powers and grounds, make sure that all those inputs are there, and then it's the module for sure. In the case of an FRM3, it can be repaired on the bench, real simple, with hextag. There's some other programmers that can do it as well. So anyways, I'm gonna take this thing for a drive and make sure that it doesn't pop back into park, and we will give it back to the customer. I'm Daniel with PDX AutoWorks, based out of Portland, Oregon. Thanks for watching my video. Subscribe and like this video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. If you want to see any future videos, anything BMW or all cars related, I get a lot of interesting repairs in from my dealer friends. Crazy things on these cars in the auctions. People unplug sensors all the time. I've seen all sorts of weird stuff. I've got another video coming up here on a 2002 Subaru wagon that I just recently bought. I think it's going to be a fun project for you guys to watch. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year. Take care.